The story spans across time and space, beginning in the remote landscapes of southern Africa 1,000 years ago and culminating in a galactic war in the present day. It weaves together the ancient legacy of the Khumalo family, the wisdom of the Watchers, and the brutal test imposed by the Council of Guardians. Long ago, in the heart of a land untouched by time, there lived a man named Mosi Khumalo. A humble herder, he tended to his cows and sheep under the endless sky, unaware that his life was about to change forever. For in the year 1000, something extraordinary descended from the stars, a presence that would bind his family to a destiny far greater than they could imagine. They called themselves the Watchers, an ancient race of beings, wise and patient, who had traveled across the cosmos in search of hope. For centuries, they had witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, consumed by a relentless enemy known only as the Devourers. And now, they had come to Earth, to a remote corner of Africa, to find a family worthy of safeguarding a secret that could save humanity.
The Watchers inject Mosi with a unique DNA sequence, ensuring the secret will pass through his bloodline. Mosi Khumalo was chosen, not for his strength or his wealth, but for his connection to the land, his humility, and his unwavering spirit. The Watchers shared with him a gift, a fragment of their own essence, woven into his DNA, a gift that would be passed down through his bloodline, from generation to generation. The transitions through generations of the Khumalo family, each custodian training in secret while living ordinary lives. Over the centuries, the Khumalo family grew, their bloodline carrying the gift of the Watchers. Each generation was trained in secret, mastering the knowledge passed down to them. They became healers, storytellers, and guardians, ordinary in appearance, but extraordinary in purpose. And all the while, the Watchers watched, waiting for the day when their gift would be fully realized. Lebo, the latest custodian, as she tends to her village, her eyes occasionally glowing with a faint golden light. Now, in the present day, the legacy rests with Lebo Khumalo, a young woman of strength and wisdom. She carries the weight of her ancestors' promise. But the time of waiting is over, for the Watchers have returned bearing a warning. The Devourers are coming. The colossal chamber, a grand hall of ancient stone and glowing glyphs. The Guardians, towering figures of wisdom and power, sit in judgment. Their leader, Grand Arbiter Zorval, rises. Meanwhile, in the far reaches of the galaxy, the Council of Guardians, self-proclaimed arbiters of the cosmos, watched humanity with disdain. To them, humans were a mistake, a fragile, primitive species barely worthy of interstellar travel. They saw humans as weak, reckless, and divided, a species that, in time, would crumble beneath the weight of the cosmos. Guardian, Lord Sithrak, watching holograms of human cities. His expression is one of disdain. But not all the Guardians agreed. Some, like Lord Sithrak, believed humanity deserved no place among the stars. And so, they devised a cruel test. Humans would be trained for war, not to become warriors, but to prove their inevitable failure, a final demonstration of their unworthiness.
The training of Commander Nyanda. Cut to a barren world, where human soldiers struggle through brutal combat drills. Their leader, Commander Jabulani Nyanda, a hardened veteran with fierce eyes, stands before his troops. These dice? Commander Nyanda, gritting his teeth. They trained us to lose. We will teach them why that was a mistake. The Guardians believed training humanity would be a waste of time. They did not account for human resilience. They did not account for Commander Nyanda. The first battle, the ambush at Epsilon 3, in orbit above a desolate moon, the enemy fleet looms. At its helm, Supreme Warlord Korzul, a war-hardened general, watches the human ships with cold amusement. Meaty, 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 meaty. Meaty, 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 meaty for spready. In, meaty, meaty, meaty. Meaty smirking. Look at them. They scatter like frightened animals. They have no formation. Suddenly, the human fleet changes direction. Rapid. Unpredictable. Their ships move like chaotic brushstrokes across a canvas. The enemy fleet hesitates. The enemy had prepared for war. They had prepared for a fleet that fought with order and discipline. They had not prepared for chaos. Knife A, squadron of human ships, led by Captain Leila Mbatha, darts through enemy ranks, striking key points with pinpoint accuracy. Enemy officer, asterisk, panicked. They're not fighting like an army, they're fighting like predators. The Skyfall trap, ground warfare. Neep, in the jungles of the planet Kaluun, enemy walkers crush trees underfoot. Soldiers in gleaming armor march forward, their sensors searching for human resistance. They came expecting a battlefield. What they found was a hunting ground. From the treetops, human warriors descend in an explosion of motion, flipping, twisting, and striking with calculated precision. Commander Nyanda moves like a phantom, using calisthenic-based combat to evade and strike splits. Elite alien warrior, asterisk, gasping. They move like shadows, like ghosts. Humans had no advanced exosuits, no superior strength, only their bodies, their minds, and the one thing the galaxy had never accounted for: adaptability. The Scholar's Gambit, the battle in the rings of Zhen-Ta. Cut to space. A dense asteroid field surrounds a dying star. The human fleet drifts among the debris, seemingly aimless. Watching from a distant command ship, the Galactic Council observes in silence. Shy Chancellor Voth, whispering, "This is madness." On the human flagship, Captain Leila Mbatha smirks. Captain Mbatha, calmly, "Madness? No, this is calculated insanity." The galaxy had mastered war by logic, but humanity had discovered a new kind of warfare. A war fought not with sheer strength, but with unpredictability. They called it scholar warfare, and today it would rewrite history. Human ships accelerate, then abruptly cut engines, slingshotting around debris fields. Enemy ships fire at where they think the humans will be, but they are always a step behind. Enemy commander, frantic. Their movements make no sense. We can't predict them. Then, a single human frigate, seemingly out of control, drifts directly into the enemy flagship. At the last second, the pilot ejects, leaving behind an EMP charge that shuts down the massive warship. The galaxy watches in stunned silence. Victory and sacrifice. The enemy's final warship, a titan of destruction, looms over the battlefield. Inside, Warlord Korzul snarls. Warlord Korzul, roaring. "End this mockery! Crush them!" On the human command deck, Commander Nyanda exchanges a glance with Captain Mbatha. Commander Nyanda, grinning. "Ready to be unpredictable?" Captain Mbatha, always. Human ships scatter, dodging the dreadnought's massive weapons. Small teams launch inside, sabotaging it from within. And then the final moment. Nyanda himself leads the charge, placing the final explosive within the enemy's core. The ship detonates in a blinding explosion. And with that, the impossible had happened. A species once deemed primitive had done the unthinkable. They had won. Lebo returns to her village, now a hero, but still a custodian. She begins to teach the next generation, ensuring the knowledge is passed on. And so, the story continues. The Khumalo family, bound by a promise made 1,000 years ago, remains the guardians of the ancient secret. For as long as the stars shine above, their legacy will endure, a testament to the strength of family, the power of knowledge, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. In the vast expanse of the universe, where darkness and light collide, there will always be those who stand as beacons of hope. And for Earth, that beacon is the Khumalo family, the custodians of eternity.